Hey team, welcome to today's workout, and today's, given the purple tier, is an advanced level workout. So make sure you got your cardio watches on, heart rate tracking, press start on it now. Go grab a drink bottle and a mat. You're not gonna need the mat for everything. A couple of movements here you may want. There's a movement called the deck squat, which you'll probably want a mat for, or at least a cushion for your butt. So we're gonna kick this 46-minute workout off now. Press start on your watch when you hear the beep. There it is, let's go. So we're gonna do push-up toe touches to begin with. Push-up toe touches are an advanced movement. You don't have to go fast to begin with, but what we're gonna do is a push-up, straight leg, touching the toe. So watch me for this first round and then you can jump into it once you learn the movement or on the next round here. So high plank, perform your push-up as normal. You're gonna roll to one side, the leg that's towards the ground is gonna kick out and you're gonna tap that with the other arm. So rolling, toe touch. So push, toe touch. Try and keep your hips up off the floor. Also known as push-up corkscrews. Toe touch makes a bit more sense to me than a corkscrew. Push. So just listen for the beeps. You got 20 more seconds of this and you get a quick rest. So today's workout is a bit more advanced. Not because we're pushing through crazy amounts of heart rate and crazy calorie burns. We're working on your coordination today. Push. There we go, take a rest. So we're stringing together a couple of little complex movements. That roll, toe touch involves a little bit more core, okay? TJ, have a great one. We'll see you later. Nice. Okay, now we've got the lunge knee. So this one is, again, it's a complex because we're taking a couple of easy movements and we're stringing them together in a coordinated fashion. So lunge, knee, left leg. We're gonna lunge forward, back, knee. Lunge forward and bring that knee up. Lunge forward, then bring the knee up. Now, what's very important here is the balance. You're gonna hold yourself up on your right leg, keeping that knee up. So it's all left leg at the moment. We're gonna work that right leg on the next set. So lunging forward, knee up. Don't let the right knee smack the floor. That's the last thing you want. You want to control the descent so you're not hurting yourself. And you've got you've got command of your body basically. 3 more seconds. Lunge, knee, shake it out. There you go. So now on this next round, lunging forward with the right leg and then right knee comes up. So compose yourself. Again, it's quite a long interval. You're gonna feel the muscles get a little bit more fatigued over time. So you wanna make sure that your first rep looks pretty similar to your last rep. And what I mean by that, you don't wanna let fatigue change your form too much. So find your spot here. You're gonna step forward, do that forward lunge with the right leg, and then the right knee comes up. On our next rounds, we might add a little bit more challenge to this. There's 2 ways you can challenge yourself with this movement. You can go faster, and as long as you're keeping good form when you speed it up, that's a good way to bring the cardio element of this one up. But the skill and coordination element, you can actually change by holding that lunge or that knee up, hold that for a little bit longer. Try and line up your breathing. Forward, up. Watch my hands as well. I'm trying to keep my hands up near my face for the most part. It serves as a little bit of a counterbalance, but also if you are someone that is training for something like MMA, no illusions here. I'm not teaching you to be a fighter. I'm not teaching you MMA, but in those sort of disciplines, you'll often be keeping your hands up by your face. You want to protect your head. So it's a good thing to get into. Snips. Good morning, how you going? All right, we're high, low mountain climbers, okay? So this one, a little bit tricky. Normal mountain climbers, people know. I'm gonna call them the high climbers. So I'm gonna do 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then we go low in a plank. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring yourself up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down in a low plank. 3, 4, good. Up. And bring it down. The transition point is what I want you to focus on. Keeping your shoulders nice and flat as you transition from one to the other. Hips nice and flat. Keep your hips nice and low. Don't let your knees scrape the floor either. Down. And up. Good. Shake that out. Shake that out. How you going, Zach? Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're here live in the stream, I hope you're doing well. But if you're here watching this later on down the track as well, I also hope you're well. Okay, we got the lunge squat combo. So this one is very similar to the lunge knee, but instead we're gonna do a squat. So this is left leg. Here we go. So lunge with the left and then squat. Lunge. As you step back, the foot comes out to about shoulder width, forward, and then down. Forward, down. Now with the lunge, you see my heel comes off the floor. With the squat though, keeping both heels flat on the floor. Heel up, squat down, heel up, squat down. There we go. Feel free to do whatever you want with your hands, by the way. When I'm doing the lunge, you see I'm kind of taking a step, bringing this left hand back as I step forward with the left hand. Feel free though, if you want to keep your hands up here, because that'll give you good practice for if you decide to pick up a weight. If you want to grab a kettlebell, a goblet, dumbbell in a goblet stance, you can do that. Good practice for that. Otherwise, when you do this, it's often compensating for a change in center of gravity, isn't it? That's why we run with a contralateral left, right, as opposed to doing this kind of thing. So sometimes it feels a little bit more natural doing that. Okay, again, go, 45 seconds. Right leg goes out front in that lunge, out to the side and squat. So, squat. Keep your torso upright for both of these, okay? Hey, Zach. Yeah, no stress. Go off about your workday if you want, but definitely check out the VOD later on if you want to watch back. And then check YouTube a bit later on once I start getting all these videos collated. So now that I've got well, after today, this is the first advanced workout, which we're going to put onto YouTube. So hello, YouTube viewers, if you're out there. So I think after today, I'm going to launch that set of collections and I'll start putting things up there. So in the meantime, make sure you go follow that YouTube channel, hit the little notification bell so you get told when I upload new videos. The algorithm apparently rewards daily uploads, which will work for me because I'll be doing one every day once we go live with this. So we'll see how we go. Okay, superhero burpees. Now, the superhero burpee is a regular burpee. At the bottom of the push-up though, we're turning into a superhero doing a fly. So drop to the floor, down, straight arms, straight legs, superhero, then up, on your feet, jump up into the air. Repeat, down, straight arms, straight legs, make a banana. Who remembers Banana Man? That was a good superhero. Up, jump, down, straight arms, straight legs, superhero. Up on your feet, there we go. Keep going, you got 20 seconds left. The superhero portion of this, that's actually engaging all of the muscles on the back. It's engaging all of the glutes, upper back muscles, all very, very, very good. Nice, good stuff. Powdered toast, man, that was a good one. Did you like the, get rid of that. Yes, close that. There was another one called The Ripping Friends. That was by the same guy that did Powdered Toast Man and Ren and Stimpy. That was great fun. All right, roll your mat out. Roll your mat out. You're gonna stand at the edge of your mat. Now these are deck squats. What you're gonna do is squat down low, sit on your heels, roll back, and then roll up with the speed and momentum that it takes for you to actually get back up on your feet and jump. So down, roll, power up, jump. Bloody Mike. Down, roll, jump. I need to sticky tape this in, I think. Down. Jump. There we go. 12 more seconds, a couple more times. When did we do the YouTube thing? There we go. I'm gonna sticky tape this together. So don't mind me, chat. 30-second rest. There we go. We've got torture horse now. I can actually do this while I'm doing the torture horse. So, torture horse, torture horse. What I'd like you to do is grab a couple of very, very light weights. 2 kilos, 2 kilos. We're gonna hold this up above our head. We're gonna do that horse that we learned earlier this week. So, up above your head, we're now gonna drop into this squat. So instead of riding a horse with our hands on the reins, we're gonna ride a horse now with our hands up above our head. Now this is the torture horse. So I want your thighs to be parallel to the ground. I want your heels flat on the floor. And now it's not only your quads and your glutes that are starting to burn and feel this work, it's also your shoulders. Try and keep them up as upright as possible. Nay, nay, and breathe. Breathing into your belly. 3, 2, 1, and down. So there's a 1 minute rest here. I'll use this opportunity to sticky tape my mic into the holster. This will work. This will do it. So hopefully you've all had a quick preview now. You've had a sneak peek into these movements. Is there anything in there? Have a think about. Are there any movements in there that you don't feel quite comfortable with or you'd like to get a little bit better at? Okay. Here we go. This will do the trick, I think. Here we go. Little bit of cheeky electrical tape here. Just holding this microphone in place. I swear the electrical tape is like the, you'll find it in every audio guy's toolkit. Okay, we're gonna push up balances. Push up toe touch, sorry. There we go, this will do the trick. Move this out of the way, straight into it. Push up, kick to the side, touch the toes. Keep your legs straight, okay? Push up, kick to the side, touch the toe, back. So obviously if you have trouble with full push-ups with this one, have a think about whether or not the advanced workout is something you want to be repeating, or if you want to go back to the intermediate level or the beginner levels, just while you're building up the strength to do full push-ups, and spend a bit more time in those foundation areas to build up the core strength you need, the tricep strength, the pectoral strength, build all that up, and then you can come back to the advanced level ones, okay? So see how you go. The lunge knee left. This is good. This actually, I think this is gonna hold really well now. We'll see. I'll make that call now, but we'll see what happens when the burpees come. Okay, lunge knee left. So move your mat to the side. We don't need it just yet. Find your starting place. Lunge forward with the left, and then left knee up. Lunge, and then up. So you see we've done 13 minutes of this workout, 33 minutes left. There's a few more rounds of this. We're repeating where we started from at the start. I want you to bring your knee up as high as you can. I'm bringing my knee up to about chest height here. So lunge forward, 90 degrees in each leg, torso upright, standing up straight, knee comes up to chest height. Lunge, knee, lunge, knee. Very, very, very good warm up for what we're about to do later in that Zwift workout. So the application for this kind of movement goes far beyond just waking up in the mornings and doing some knees and getting the heart rate up, okay? The application of this movement does spread to things like cycling, to running, to rock climbing, because all three of those things I've just mentioned require the kind of, movements like this, where we're learning to activate certain parts of our core and hold ourselves in certain balance points. Rock climbing, you wanna be two or three points of contact. You're gonna be able to lift that leg up so you can get the foot onto another hold there. So we've got right hand side now. Right lunge, knee up. Now, you want it to flow. You want it to look like each movement kind of just melds into each other. But you also don't want to be just relying upon momentum of the movement. Think about the flow. Think about making them more smooth and controlled. And that's what's going to lead to you becoming faster at them later on. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So the next advanced workout that we do next week, that's going to be a little bit more involved in terms of high heart rate. But right now, I want you to practice this one. Even if you think, I didn't do too well at this one today, watch it again in a couple of days' time. Once you've had a couple of sleeps, sleep is super important, not only for bodybuilding and for building muscles and things like that, but REM sleep, the rapid eye movement sleep, that is the portion of sleep where you actually solidify neural pathways. So that whole coordination, central nervous system, mind-muscle connection, that gets strengthened with sleep too, which is one of the reasons why when you are sleep deprived, you actually become a little bit uncoordinated. You find that your central nervous system doesn't fire like it's meant to. High-low climbers, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4 up high, get down low, and smooth transition. 4, smooth transition up. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that core working. You use your hip flexors to hold yourself flat, using your hip flexors to throw that knee up towards your chest, squeezing your butt, using your quads to hold yourself up nice and straight. Down. Try not to let your butt be too high in the air. You want to be a plank. So from your shoulders, hips, ankles, it should be a straight line, okay? Make sure you've got all those supporting core muscles in. Make sure your breathing is in check, making sure that all makes it look very, very pretty. A lunge squat combo. This is the left-hand side. So I'm gonna stand here closer to the right-hand side of the room so I can actually do my left foot out and then a slight left step so I can perform that squat as well. Now the squats, you've got different variations of them too. In our first round, we just did your regular old boring shoulder width squat. But what we can also do, you can go for a nice wide sumo squat. So this will be our sumo squat round. Wide sumo, forward lunge, and then a wide sumo squat. So the sumo squats, you can see I'm reaching down with my hands in between my legs. And what I'm aiming to do is step out wide enough so that when I get to the bottom of the squat, my shins are vertical. You see that? I have vertical, step out of there, vertical shins. If my shins are in too close, if my feet are too close, I'll form a weird shin angle like that. And if they're too wide, again, they'll be at a weird angle. I'd like to aim for that sumo squat so that they're both vertical when I'm at the bottom. Now that's gonna take some practice. It's not something you're just gonna learn, not something you're just gonna know how to do inherently. That's why this is an advanced workout and practice makes perfect, okay? You hurt your adductors just doing that over wide demo. That's the thing. People are gonna have different mobility levels. People are gonna have different amounts of training they've done in these weird and strange kind of postures. Now, I'm gonna step towards the left. So my default is by the left so I can step forward with the right and then take a big old step right and then do the sumo squat. So you're gonna feel it in your adductors. And the way that the Beardy has spelled it there, adductors, right? That's the correct, because there are two words that sound very similar. Adductors and abductors. Now adductors are the ones in the inside. They're the ones in the middle of the groin here. They help to add the leg back to the medial line. That's how I remember it. Whereas abductors are the ones on the outside. They abduct the leg away from the medial line. So that's how I go about remembering it. And a lot of these anatomical things, you'll often find people make up some funny mnemonics to remember things by. Funny mnemonics, funny stories. But yeah, the adductors, they're the ones that get a little bit more of a workout when you're doing sumo squats, as opposed to just your regular squats like that. which does a bit more glutes, a bit more quads. Superhero burpees. Now here's a test for the microphone. Let's go. I'm gonna start by dropping onto the floor. Drop down, hands out, superhero, up. Let's go, jump, down, up, jump, go. Up and jump. Big power. So from the floor here, superhero. And then from the start, as soon as my hands hit the floor, I'm turning into a surfer. I'm gonna try and get up onto my feet as fast as possible. Superhero. Jump, leap, make it plyometric. You got time for one more? On your feet. Nice. Good. Okay, deck squats. Grab that mat. The mat is pretty important with this one because if you haven't got a solid set of glutes and a nice rounded posture with this one, you can actually get a little bit of rubbing on your butt. So being on a carpet or being on a mat helps a lot with this. Okay, hopefully I can show you some full deck squats now. Okay, we're gonna sit down onto our heels, roll back, throw forward with your heels and jump up in the air. Yes, here we go. Down, roll forward, jump up. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to sit, I'm trying to bring my heels as close to my butt as possible. This one's a tricky one to learn. It took me a good couple of months before I learned the coordination and the power to be able to bring myself up like that. But see here, it helps a lot if you can bring your heels to your butt and then roll onto your feet like that and jump up, okay? The next level is to try and keep your knees together. Try and keep your knees as close together as you roll up onto them, okay? So that's a good fun one. Hands up if you manage that. If you're in chat right now, hands up if you're able to get through a couple of those reps. Or if that's something you're now gonna take home with you, have a little bit of practice on. So that's plyometrics. Now, torture horse. We started off with two dumbbells. Now the thing about dumbbells is you can actually take them apart. You can hold them out at a different angle. A way to make this one a little bit more tricky is actually with a plate. So a plate, I can't actually separate this. It is a given diameter. So I'm gonna drop down now, plate above my head, dropping down into this horse. So now I'm forced to keep my hands up at a certain angle because like I said, the plate's a certain diameter. It's definitely not gonna let me move left and right. You did a couple of sips, sipping on your iced coffee. All right, so hold this here, arms above the head. Now where you're gonna feel this the most, I wanna take the focus away from your burning quads, and instead I'd like you to focus now on your upper back muscles, your postural muscles, the muscles that are responsible for you confidently standing up with your shoulders back. The shoulder mobility and shoulder strength is what really gets tested when you are holding your shoulders up above you, or your arms up above your head like that. So that was another variation of the torture horse. Hopefully you got through that one okay. Take another rest. We're gonna roll through all these movements again. We're now exactly halfway through. So if math stands correct, 2 more rounds. Good morning, B-Foot, how you going, mate? Welcome to today's advanced level workout. It was cold in here, it's no longer cold. You can see my sweat beating. You can see my heart rate generally in the green area, which is good. It denotes an aerobic capacity. It denotes that I'm burning some calories. I'm getting it in. Did you miss the puking? Not yet. All right, push up toe touches. We're in the high plank. We're gonna push up, rotate, tap the toe. So this is a lot of core strength, core coordination, core balance. There are some weird noises outside. Don't know what that is. Push, push, twist. So straight leg toe touch. You got time for some more, 18 seconds left. Good, push, toe touch, push, squeezing your butt, squeezing your quads, making sure that plank is nice and solid. Straight line. Here we go. Good. All right. Now you haven't missed puking yet, Tough Juice. We're gonna get to that workout after this one. But right now I'm just focusing on keeping that heart rate. Again, in the green, we're in 137 territory. Is nice, okay. It's always delicious. It's always good, Woody. Yeah, all right, so we're gonna have the left knee, lunging and kneeing. This time, because it's round number 3, hold that for a second. So it's now a lunge, knee, balance. So this balance is gonna add a whole lot of extra coordination and core strength requirement. Up. So you're gonna feel it a lot more in this glute, especially the medial glute here, and a lot more in the hip flexor on the left-hand side, okay? So step forward, bring it up, hold. Forward, bring this up, hold it. Forward, bring it up, hold. Lasagna Tuesday. Yeah, nice, nice. Can't tell you the last time I had lasagna. Not a proper pasta one. The last time I did lasagna, it was actually using eggplant as the sheet. So it'd be more a, what's the word? Moussaka? So it was an eggplant lasagna, which I believe is called a moussaka. Or maybe I was the sucker and I believed that that's what it was called. Maybe. Okay, we got our right foots now. 3, 2, 1. Right foot, up, hold it for a second. Whoop. You made zucchini lasagna last week. Oh, snips. Oh, suits you. Now, how did you, tell me, Snips, now it was probably like 2 or 3 iterations into me making eggplant lasagna that I figured this out. But whoop, how did you prevent the zucchini from being too moist, too watery in your lasagna? Or did you just like live with it and you're like, nah, I'm having a lasagna soup? So this is what I did. I didn't realize that this was a thing, but I had to, before I made it, I actually put the slices of eggplant into a big old dish and I covered them in salt and a bit of lemon juice. And then I left that in the fridge for about half an hour. And then when I took them out, dabbed them all off with a paper towel, and then I made the lasagna. I'd reckon it'd be very similar with zucchini, wouldn't it? You probably have to salt them just to let all the juices draw out and then use that. Okay, you put in the thin slices and press between paper. Yeah, cool. All right, high-low climbers, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I got the idea from, I'd seen a zucchini recipe, Snips, where someone had used their mandolin to slice the zucchini into long strips, like long, thin layers. And they said, okay, before you season this, you want to salt it and leave it in the fridge for at least 20 minutes. And then take them out and paper towel them. And then you can season them again and use them in your salad or whatever you're doing. High-low climbers. It's tough to do this while talking, chat. So if you're doing this at home, don't talk like I am. Focus on your breathing, all right? Yeah, I don't know if the oven would work so much, Snips, but I think doing the whole scientific approach and like drawing the liquid out using some good old NaCl, sodium chlorides, they're a bit soggy. Yeah. So try the salt, and then you have to paper towel them after that as well because they draw heaps of stuff out of them. All right, let's go. Lunge squat combo left. So I'm on the right-hand side of my area, left. And now what I'm gonna do, actually I'm gonna stay in the middle because what I wanna do is a close-legged squat. So we did the sumos last time, now it's a close leg squat. So you see I'm squatting now with basically my heels and toes touching. Again, this is not for everyone, but when you get to the stage where you're now doing advanced bodyweight stuff, you start to realize some things about your body in that when people say, hey, there are cues that you give to beginners where you say, when you're squatting, you want to have your feet about shoulder width apart. And if you can't get very low, widen your feet because that'll help with the anatomical stuff around your hips. But you find that as you get a little bit more coordinated, as you build a little bit more flexibility in your body, you start to question a few of these rules. And you look into it further and you realize that the rules are in place because they help with beginners, they help with people with maybe not so much core stability or not so much mobility in their joints, that we get you started into a movement. Once you get stronger and once you start working some of these stabilizer muscles and some of these lateral and just strange mobility things, you find that you're actually capable of doing things which you didn't think possible before. So like with me, I didn't think you could squat like this. With your feet together, heels on the floor, down as low as you can. But obviously, with time and practice, you can get super low. Hey Larissa, how you going? With your feet firmly close together. Everyone at home, if you're not doing this workout, if you're just in chat watching, I'd like you to give this a shot, okay? Put your feet together, squat down as low as you can whilst keeping your head and your body upright. How many of you can do this? I'd love to hear how many of you can do it, because I believe that if you can, then you might not actually be doing your workouts to your full potential. You might want to look at some sort of gymnastics approach. You might want to look at some more advanced movements which allow you to really test your stability and strength. So yeah, see how you go with that. Superhero burpees. Now this one, we're gonna hold the superhero for 3 seconds, yeah? Larissa, how are you? I'm gonna do a bike thing. The cracks and pops in your joints are disconcerting. Do they hurt, Jafe? So the rule of thumb with cracks and pops in the joints, 3, 2, 1, up, is that if there's a pain associated with them, 3, 2, 1, burpee, then that's when you should seek some medical advice, because pain's always a bad thing. Pain is always an indication that something's not quite right. Okay, 3, 2, 1. If, however, it kind of just cracks and pops and creaks, sometimes it just shows, you know what, I've had a few more birthdays than someone else, and sometimes there's some stuff going on in there that just needs to be shaken out, and we're gonna move it through some ways that we haven't moved in the past, and it's all good. It's all good. You can swallow that. Nice. You can do a B-foot. Fantastic. So I think this is a good indicator. Some people will often see something and go, oh man, that's weird, that's difficult. But then you have a shot at it and you realize how much better you are now than you were 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. It's good. Good stuff, Snips. I had no doubt you could either, by the way, Snips, because you and I have a very similar body geometry. We're like mountain bikes, you and I. We've got kind of an aggressive downhill frame. All right, let's go. Sitting down, and now this helps with that. You see, this deck squat. See this? Feet close together, knees hopefully close together, and then jumping. You see how that helps with this movement now, because I'm able to bring my feet close together, roll up into it, and then jump. So perform a few of these. Let's go. Jump up straight, down, go. Roll up, jump up straight, sitting on those heels. Good. Awesome. Well done. The mic's good, by the way. It kind of falls out of the pocket like that, but it stays where it's meant to. Cool. All right, torture horse. Now, what's the next stage of torture horse? Next stage of torture horse is heavy, unstable. I've got a waterlog here, okay? But you just set up on your back. So that's where practice comes in. Okay, I'm gonna pop this up onto me back. Now a torture horse with a waterlog, right? We're gonna sit on this invisible horse with this unstable weight on my back. So the fun with this is, because I'm talking, you can see the water slushing back and forth. If I can find a nice, stable position of rest, trying to relax into it, trying to slow that water down, stop the water. Because if I go, hey, I'm talking, I'm chatting, it's actually really hard to hold it. You see that? A little bit of, my legs are shaking now. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one, chap. So if you do have something like that, so I'm not condoning this kind of behavior, but if you have a relatively docile kitty, you can probably pick up like a kitty and pat it. And if you want to pat the kitty while you're in a torture horse, and the kitty's like, oh yeah, oh, scritch me, oh, that'll be a slightly unstable weight as well, won't it? Do you feel fitter watching me? Do you feel fitter, Hailstorm? Hopefully I can provide just a few little tidbits of maybe advice into certain things. But obviously because you're live here, you can ask questions and I can answer them while I'm live. But if you're watching the VOD, that's another piece of value, because you can watch that whenever you want. So push-up toe touches, move the mat out of the way. This is our final round of push-up toe touches. I would like you to bring a little bit of spice to this now. So straight up, bang, roll into it. Go nice and fast now. Push, kick, push, kick. Make it nice and smooth. Make it a smooth transition. Hold your balance, try not to fall on the floor. If your hands can return back to where they started from, perfect. Keep going, 13 more seconds. Push, toe tap. Nice, one more. Good. Glitch, how you going? How you feeling? How's everything rolling together for your big race this weekend? So you see when you speed it up, look at that heart rate. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Lunge knee left. Now what I'm gonna do with this one, instead of us holding it, I'm gonna make this faster now. So I'd really like you to try and really throw that knee up. Oh, Liam. Okay, bang. See that? We're getting some power to this knee now. Lunge, knee, lunge. Try and get this foot off the floor, right? So, you see how I'm throwing my leg up into the air to the point now where this leg is almost coming off the floor. Just don't knee yourself in the chin. If you do, you know you've got enough range, but try not to, okay? And see my heart rate, it's orange. That's what I'm trying to, oh, you've got the cough glitch. Grace has got a cough still too. It's been, what day was Defiance? Grace she brought the cough home with her from Defiance. So it's been almost, it's been a month. It's been over a month she's been coughing. It sucks, because it just doesn't go away, does it? You did the incline exercise that was recommended for treadmill. Swoosh, swoosh. It's a super quick and easy burner, isn't it, swoosh? Okay, forward lunge right, bang. Lunge, power, lunge, power. Go, get that heart rate up again. I want to return to the orange. There it is, orange heart rate. I didn't, Snips. I didn't see you bonk yourself. I hope you're okay. The burn in the calves. Whenever you're doing that incline walk, it's so different to step-ups, isn't it? I know you get the Stairmaster. The Stairmaster will definitely burn your glutes and your quads, but the amount of burn you get with the dorsiflexion of your feet, climbing up an incline plane, it's great burn, isn't it? Glitch. Okay, high low climbers, let's go. Now, you've got a bit of a choice glitch as well. Now, don't think that, I don't know, this isn't going through your head. Because it always goes through my head when I've got a bit of a cough or something going wrong before a race. I start thinking to myself, okay, one of two things. Do I put my goals aside and have a nice, slow, relaxing, good run? Or do I assess my health on the morning, try and smash my goals, and then really work on resting and recuperating afterwards? Now, for me, I know what you're probably like. I know what I would be like. And I would be taking that whole championship approach and I'd be saying, let's smash it and worry about consequences later. But me, as a fitness professional on the internet right now, speaking in a public forum, I would strongly suggest you have a look at that option of having a nice leisurely run, maybe not hitting the goals because you're not in the right state to, and bouncing back so you can reset your goals for a bit later on. So that's the professional opinion. But don't think that I don't know how you're feeling about this. So we're gonna squat, lunge with the left, and then regular squats down low. Lunge with the left, and regular squats down low. So this is body weight. If you are a super advanced beast, and this purple tier workout is not enough for you, you wanna go the gold tier, then pick up a weight. So grab a kettlebell, which is here. I have one here I prepared earlier. Kettlebell, lunge, and then we're gonna go, yeah, good. Glitch, you're a smart person. Lunge, and then squat, good. Take a rest, okay. I am definitely gonna recover some of this glycogen after this workout, before I start Beardy's workout, because I want to do well at Beardy's workout. Okay. So a good Red Bull's in order. I intend to smash it, Beardy. Okay, here we go. Right leg, we're gonna go right leg lunge, and then squat. Lunge, squat. Good. So I'm using a kettlebell team. You don't have to, okay? You're a tongue out concentration type? Yeah, snips. I think I've taught you well. I'm pretty sure I've told you that story 3 or 4 times about people doing shoulder presses, about people trying to do barbell cleans, and they don't have a coach watching them, and because they're at a gym that's been overpopulated with people trying to do the same workout, and the number of coaches just doesn't match the number of students. You know what I'm talking about. And when you're doing a bit of this, you're concentrating, got wet lips now, and you smack the bar into your chin, you cut your tongue at best, at worst. I don't have to paint that picture. Superhero burpees. So yeah, please, team, if you're doing barbell work, especially anything around cleans, shoulders, presses, tongue in, keep your tongue in. Superhero burpees, out. That's my tip of the day. Don't bite your tongue. Bang. Here we go. Up. Up. 10 more seconds. Let's go, superhero. 1 more. Nice. Nice. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, if you didn't see, Woody posted this charity ride in our Discord. So always good to support charitable things. Okay, deck squats team, deck squats. You don't need to make these ones any more difficult because for a lot of people, this is something you're working towards anyway. So let's go. Sitting on your heels, roll, push. 2 minutes to go, team. Try and hold that coordination so that when you jump in the air, you power forward. See how far I get my legs back? I'm getting my knees over my head, and then I'm powering forward using my glutes, my spinal erector, and then using the quads to get myself up into the air. So glutes, power with the quads, jump, do a couple more, roll, power, up. I should have kept my knees together then. There you go, knees together, getting the knees all the way up to the chest. Good. Guaranteed burner, that one. Guaranteed. So here we go. Last movement, which is the torture horse. Now, for this one, the final torture horse, I want you to grab a couple of beer steins, a couple of mugs of beer, or at least 3 kilos dumbbells. You're gonna hold them out in front of you, okay? So we're now doing the Oktoberfest, the Schützenfest here in South Australia challenge, where you're gonna hold that beer stein out in front of you for as long as you can. But we're also doing it on the horse, on the invisible horse. So now our thighs are parallel to the ground, and your arms are also parallel to the ground, outstretched in front of you. So you're gonna feel this burn in the shoulders. You're gonna have the quads on fire, you have the glutes on fire, you're also gonna have your forearms on fire and your shoulders on fire. And this is where we wanna be right now. Got 5 more seconds of this torture, team, and then it's over. Ready? Hold it, 2, 1. Well done, you. So these purple lights indicate that this is one of the harder workouts that you can do at home. Yeah. That's for everyone. Whether you're here live, doing it with me now, or whether you're checking out the VOD on Twitch or on YouTube here, well bloody done. We're gonna call it there. Make sure you stop your watch. So stop your data, save that data, put it aside, see how many calories you burn, because the number of calories you burn for the amount of output that you do is a bit of an indicator of your fitness. So that's something else you can track, you know? The number of squats, the number of push-ups you can do in a given interval, that's a good metric. Heart rate and calorie burn is also a very, very good metric. So make sure you go get some water, towel off, eat some nutritious food. So we're talking about colorful veggies, we're talking about some protein for muscle recovery, and we will catch you next time on Twitch or YouTube. Thanks.